Hi, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to share an experience with you that I had, and this experience involved some breakable items and actually a purchase I made and a decision that I had to make about what to do with that particular item in listing it and deciding what my list price was going to be, and in fact, should I sell the breakable item? So let's get into it, okay? And if we haven't met yet, I'm Jackee Schwartz. I am the owner of Planet Einstein. My husband and I operate an eBay store, and these videos are for you as either a new eBay seller or someone who just wants to up their game a little bit. And I'm going to talk to you about breakable items and what you should do. Should you even buy one in the first place or a group of them? So let me give you a real life example, what my dilemma was and what decision I had to make, and then ultimately what I did decide to do. And that story doesn't have an ending yet because the item was just listed. I haven't sold it yet, so I'll have to give you an update when it does sell. So I went to Facebook Marketplace and was just looking around, and a cute little item caught my eye. Actually, it was a group of items. It was 5 musicians, and the musicians were monkeys. So I immediately started doing some research on them and discovered that this is a very popular and expensive item from a couple of different makers. There apparently is a German maker. Another one I think is maybe Swedish or Austrian. But anyway, I'll show you the one of the group of 5 that is in question. Let me move it close enough to you. And obviously my decision was to buy this set of monkeys who were all figurines, porcelain, that made up a band. This is the conductor of the band, and each of the other 4 that I purchased played various instruments. I had a drummer, or I have a drummer, and the person who's holding the drums, a piano player, a songstress, let's see, there's one more. Anyway, and then this little guy is the conductor, and I guess this is his baton in his hand over here. So I knew from the pictures that were on Marketplace that this arm was broken off and the piece was actually laying on the table in the picture. So if you can see, I made a repair to his arm. I just glued it back together with super glue, and it's pretty obvious that there was a break there, particularly on the back. If you can see, the break mark shows pretty heavily. But then when I got them home, what I didn't know was that his hand was also chipped, and that this whole hand had been broken off and repaired as well. And then on the other arm, there was another break and repair right here. So both arms and his hand were all repaired. And I didn't know about the second break or the hand. That was already repaired. So anyway, here was my dilemma. I have a 5-piece orchestra, and the conductor is broken and repaired, but do I want to sell this item as a 5-piece set with one piece that has been pretty badly broken and still, the flaw on his fingers, the fingertips are missing on the bottom of his hand, and the repairs are very obvious. They weren't very well done. So I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I just not list him at all and not include him in the set? Should I include him in the set and just disclose that he is broken? Or do I do something else? So it boiled down to the two decisions between the two: list without him and just keep him or throw him away or whatever, or list with him and disclose that he is broken. So the first thing I did was went to my husband and said, here's the situation here. Tell me what you think we should do. And he thought about it for a few minutes and he said, well, I think if you list him and disclose that he's broken, seeing that something is broken, printed out, kind of gives a negative slant to the whole description. People don't want to believe that they're buying something that's broken and don't like hearing that, this item is broken. So his opinion was, don't list him, just leave him out of the set of 5. My opinion, on the other hand, initially was, go ahead and list him and disclose that one of the items has been extensively repaired and just charge a reduced price for him versus the others. So I also went to a group that I'm in on Facebook that is a group of people who are eBay sellers, and many of them are on a variety of different platforms, but many of them sell breakable items such as this. So I posed the question to the group and explained to them that I bought this set of 5, but one is pretty badly repaired. Should I include him? Should I not? Obviously, I know if I do include him that I would disclose that information. And I got varying opinions there as well. Somebody said, yes, definitely include him, but disclose that. Another person, I probably had about 20 different responses, but the majority of people said include him and disclose it. So I went back to Max and said, the group, except for one person, said, disclose it and go ahead and list him with the others. So the bottom line was, okay, I'm back now at the beginning, until another person added this thought, and actually it was completely in line with what Max's opinion was. They said, include it, but don't describe it or don't show it in the pictures, and just say there's a group of 4, but I will be adding one more for free, that if you want him, I will include him in the set at no cost to you as the buyer. So I went back to Max and said, what do you think about that? And he said, well, I think that's the best option. So what I did was ultimately we took pictures of the 4 items, and in my description, by the way, the other 4 are in pristine, excellent condition, no flaws at all, no chips, no cracks, no any flaws. And so I listed the 4 that in my description, after I'd put the condition of those 4 as excellent, no flaws, and they are vintage, by the way, I then said in the description that I will be including one more character or figurine, and I will put this in with the order and not charge for him. I did say the reason I didn't include him was that he had been repaired, and I wanted to add him at no cost. Because, if I were getting it, I would want the conductor, even though we had repairs. So that is how we resolved that issue. And they are now listed as a set of 4, and in the description, someone who's interested in them will see they are getting a 5th, but what that 5th one will be is going to be a surprise for them. So that was our decision. Would you have made that same choice? Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Did we make the right choice, or would you have done something differently? Unfortunately, you do have things that go wrong in shipping, or sometimes even before shipping. We've broken a couple of things getting them ready to be shipped. I knocked one off the table and broke it just as I was getting ready to package it up. Unfortunately, again, I had to contact the buyer and say, I'm sorry, I knocked this off the table and it shattered. There's no way it can be repaired. I will need to refund your money and your shipping costs that you paid. I believe it's always best when there is something that happens, either damage in shipping or something you didn't notice. I'll give you another example of one that we shipped last week. We didn't notice a hairline crack on the back of 2 plates. Actually, they were little saucers. They were about this size, and there was a hairline crack on 2 of them on the back of that, and they included pictures of it, so they were absolutely right. It was our fault for missing something that should have been very obvious. We didn't inspect all of the plates. There were actually 7 plates, and what we did was contact the buyer right away. They already have received the item and have sent us pictures of the 2 that had the crack, and we gave them a partial refund. We just divided what they had paid for the plates by 7 to get an individual cost of each plate, and then refunded them the cost of what 2 of the plates would be. So you want happy buyers, happy customers, and actually they ended up giving us a positive review for being so responsive and taking care of the issue, not arguing with them. So that is more important than winning one dispute and saying, hey, I won that battle. Well, you may have won the battle, but you lost the war, because having an unhappy customer or a negative review from that unhappy customer is not going to be worth what it cost you to refund them and to make them happy with how you settled the matter and resolved their problem for them. So keep your buyers happy. And the way I wanted in this case to keep the buyer happy was not giving them a badly repaired item and charging them for it. But hopefully they'll be happy with it when it comes to them for free, because every orchestra needs a conductor, right? So having the conductor missing would have been kind of sad. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. So I hope this was helpful. Remember, the customer's opinion of their interaction with you is critical. So take care of your customers. Thanks for being with me. If you like this video and you enjoy watching my videos, I'll be posting every week at the least, and sometimes more than that. So watch for my videos and learn some of the ins and outs of selling on eBay. And give me a thumbs up, please, if you did find this helpful. And subscribe to my channel so you'll get a notice if you click the bell as well each time I post a new one. I really appreciate your being here. Thanks so much. And bye for now.